Hello, friends. I'm trying to send the link of the, say, YouTube to various groups. That's why it will take about 5 minutes for me to come online. And we will have discussions on, say, about banking awareness and general awareness that will be useful for, say, your SBI clerical main, and also say it will be useful for your, say, IDBI bank interview also. So that is the idea I thought with which it can be arranged. So now I am trying to share the links. Let me share the links to others also, so that people will come to know of it, and if somebody is interested in joining us, they can join us, and we can go for discussion. Sometimes they ask doubts also, and those doubts can be say sorted out. Yeah, I'm now sharing with G5, G7, Gen, then I'm going to share it with G4, then G3. Yeah. Then again, I'm sharing with, say, um, I'm going to share with G. Yeah, I'm sharing with target government job, IBPS discussion, then legendary group, then 7-6 banking aspirants. Yeah. Then after that, I'm trying to share it with after that I'm trying to share with some more sites that are there. IDBI PO, just study no discussion, SBI PO main, then mission 2019, then bank riders, SBI, then next one I will share it, SBI PO 9. So next one I'm sharing with say SBI PO, SBI PO, yeah, SBI PO, banking funda, then bank PO Tayari, then banker zone, banking study SSC point. I'm sharing all this right now. So this is what I have shared now, and I'm going to share this link with, say, Facebook also. Facebook also, and if somebody can come, they can observe that also. Then I'm sharing it, say, sbank.in, sbank.in. I'm sharing with that, and subsequently, I'm going to share it with. There is one more group wherein I am admin. That is Niju Career Point. That also I'm sharing. Yeah, good. Now, friends, let us start discussing about this. In the meantime, a candidate has asked doubt regarding, say, IDBI interview. IDBI interview, a candidate has asked a doubt, and what say for what is the number I have? I think I have is doubt. His doubt is like this. He has stated that in the IDBI interview, they are asking for, say, mm, they are asking for, say, they are asking for the, say, salary slip and all that. But so that may be applicable only for the jobs where you are currently working. So if you have mentioned about some jobs where you were working then earlier, then if you have the, say, appointment orders, offer letters, and also the, say, relieving certificates, that must be sufficient for you. That must be sufficient for you. Please try to take care of that. Yeah, yeah, a boy asked that, and I wanted him to give me some. Yeah, yeah. What is that? I wanted. Yeah. Okay. So now let me. And another doubt some people have been raising is regarding IBPS PO. Say as to what about the OBC certificate? OBC certificate, it should be within 1 year as on the date of 1st of August 2019. So if it is within that, I think you can return it. But one thing you have to do is to take care whether it is as per the format prescribed by the, say, IBPS. That is what is more important. Not only that, in the case of, say, IDBI interview also, say, you please go through the call letter. You please go through the call letter. Yeah, one candidate has joined. Yes, good evening. Now, yeah. Now, see, if you are having some doubts regarding, say, banking awareness and general awareness, you can raise. Then I can also answer immediately online so that it will be of use for others also. I was just clarifying about the OBC certificate for, say, IBPS PO application, where it should be valid for 1 year. In fact, earlier I suggested kindly go through and find out whether it is as per the format prescribed. So if it is as per the format prescribed, then it is fine. And if it is not as per format prescribed, I suggest you go and take the new one from the authorized person. Now I find two of our friends are online. So welcome. I welcome them for this, say, live session of discussion. Now, so let me, many times what happens when we get interview call letter, we do not go through the call letter fully. So we are not fulfilling all the conditions. Such a thing should not be there. Please go through and satisfy yourself about it. Now, yeah. So now, if you have any questions on which you would like me to clarify, you can mention about this. Otherwise, let me tell you generally about how to learn about banking awareness. See, for the general economy and banking awareness, for this, for SBI clerks, what you should do, you must be thorough with the current rates. You must be thorough with the current rates of, say, and for that what you can do is www.rbi.org.in. www.org, sorry, rbi.org.in. That is where you should log in. Then on the top you will have two rates, policy rates and all that. You go through that, and if you go through that, you will get to know what are all the, say, rates available now. For example, many times we think that we remember things correctly, but sometimes it may go wrong. So what is to be done is go to www.rbi.org.in. Right now I am in that one. Here I find policy repo rate. What is the policy repo rate? If somebody is online and you can answer, what is the policy repo rate now? What is the policy repo rate now? It is 5.75%. The reverse repo rate is 5.50%. Then, say, next one is marginal standing facility rate is 6%. Marginal standing facility rate is 6%. So I have given it under the comments column also, so that you can see it later on. So that is about this one. Now here, what is the repo rate? Say, repo rate is the rate at which commercial banks, scheduled commercial banks, borrow from Reserve Bank of India for short period. For short period, say 2 to 14 days and all, they borrow money for short periods, and that rate is 5.75%. And the next one is reverse repo rate is 5.50. What is that reverse repo rate? That is, if the scheduled commercial banks have got surplus funds with them, they can go and keep it with the RBI, in which case they will be given 5.5% interest. Now, there can be an interesting discussion, like say, when the Reserve Bank of India reduces policy repo rate, is it good for the economy, or will it increase the advances? So when you think about it, policy repo rate being reduced, what happens? The cost of funds comes down for the scheduled commercial banks. When the cost of funds comes down for scheduled commercial banks, then what they can do, they will be able to lend at a lesser cost. When they lend at a lesser cost, borrowers will be getting money at a lower cost. When they get it at a lower cost, the cost of funds will be less, and it is good that more people will borrow money, and it will be activating the economy. So that is about say repo rate being reduced. Similarly, another thing is that's opposite will happen for say raising the repo rate. If some of you are online and you would like to ask some doubts, you can raise the question. And next one I will go through is CRR and also say SLR. The present CRR is 4% and SLR is 18.75%. What is meant by cash CRR? CRR means cash reserve ratio. What is the meaning of, in interview situations, if they ask you, well, if they ask you what do you know about CRR, you can say CRR is cash reserve ratio. That is the percentage of cash that the banks have to keep with the Reserve Bank of India out of their total demand and time liabilities. That is, if they have 100 rupees liabilities, then they have to keep 4 rupees with the Reserve Bank of India. If they do not keep up that, Reserve Bank of India will be levying certain penalties for them. So that is a point. So next one is SLR. SLR is now 18.75%. So 18.75% means what? Say out of the total demand and time liabilities, say they have, banks have to invest say 18.75% in say government securities and gold. Normally they invest in government securities. Why such conditions are laid? In order to see that banks do not lend all that their money that they have with them to borrowers, with the result they'll be running into problems for repayment of the deposits. In order to overcome this problem, this has been levied, and also this is used as a tool to raise or reduce depending on the need for the economy. If they want more money to come into the market, they feel that inflation is not adequate, or the activity is not adequate in economy, then what they can do, they can reduce the SLR and also CRR. So this is the point I would like to tell you about Reserve Bank of India. Yeah. And where is the headquarters of Reserve Bank of India? It is in Mumbai. And under the Reserve Bank of India say website, they are also giving certain other rates like lending or deposit rates. Lending or deposit rates. Here what they tell you is base rate is they are telling the base rate is 8.95 to 9.40%. Then MCLR overnight is 8% to 8.40%. Savings deposit rate is 3.25 to 3.5%. And the term deposit rate above 1 year is 6.25 to 7.30%. This is the basic trend or indicator they are giving, but banks decide their own say interest rate. For example, in interviews they ask you who decides the interest rates on savings bank. It is not RBI, it is the board of directors of the respective banks. For example, when you go for IDBI, you can tell like that IDBI's bank's board of directors will decide. There is a committee known as ALM committee. That committee will decide what, considering the various factors, how much money is coming in, how much money is going out, what is the liability trend and all. Depending on the necessity, they will decide the interest rate. So in the savings bank deposit rate, most of the banks now quote 3.5%. But some private banks like Lakshmi Vilas Bank, Yes Bank, Kotak Bank and all, they do offer say 6%, depending on say it is now left to the discretion of the banks. They prescribe certain limits and all. The term deposit rate also RBI says 6.25 to 7.30. Within this rate, Reserve Banks give mention the rates. Then in the next column you have market trends. The market trends you have call rates. Market trends you have call rates. The call rates. I'm just copying that for the benefit of people who can see it later on. Yeah, say the call rate is now given at yeah, rbi.org.in. Or call rate is now given as 4.40 to 5.75% as on previous day, that is today. Right now it is showing that. Government securities market also, they are giving 7.26% GS 2029, that is 6.4221%. 91 days treasury bills, some detail they have given 5.65. 182 days treasury bills, 364 days treasury bills, like that they have given. Then capital market they have mentioned S&P BSE Sensex as on today is that is on yesterday's date, that is on date, that is today's date is that 4th of August. They are giving it as 37,018.32. Nifty is say that's in Delhi. That rate is given as 10,980 as on the previous day. That may be as on 3rd. Now, what do you mean by BSE Sensex? Bombay Stock Exchange is the biggest stock exchange in our country. And say apart from that, we have stock exchanges in New Delhi and many other places like Ahmedabad, Cochin, etc. And say what is BSE Sensex? BSE Sensex is the average price of 30 leading company shares, and in that Sensex they have included 30 companies coming from different walks of life. For example, banking, insurance, telecommunication, then construction, hospital, consumer industry, education industry. Likewise, they would have included the top say they would have included the top company shares, and average would have been taken, and that average is what is given as 37,018. Now there can be an interesting question: is it good that the rate raises, the BSE Sensex rate rises? Is it good? In fact, say people are all happy when the BSE Sensex goes up. So, what is an idea about that? That means that more investment is coming into our country, not only from our own people but also from foreigners, and so people are all happy, and there more confidence is there on our Indian economy, and the economy is moving. So that one way it is good, but in another way, when it is going to be raised beyond certain limits and it falls down suddenly, then that will be putting a problem for the investors. So it's a question of via media. We can't say it is good that the rate rises. We cannot say that the rate is going not rising is good. So that is a point we have to understand. And so BSc Sensex. Yeah. So in the IDBI interview and all, so you must be knowing about what is a stock exchange. What stock exchange is a place where shares are sold and bought. Nowadays, not say most of the transactions are done through only demat account. Demat account is an account that is opened in banks for the purpose of purchase and sale of shares. So that about that also you can know. So most important thing to be done before going for our I say SBI clerks interview or for our say IDBI interview is that be thorough with banking terms. Banking terms, you must be thorough with that, so that based on that, if some question arises, then you can answer. Yesterday I was asking a candidate about what he understands about ancillary services, and he could not answer that question clearly. What is meant by ancillary services? Ancillary service mean main service of the bank. What is banking? Accepting deposits from the public with the purpose of making advances to others. And why banks make advances to others? In order to earn interest. And after earning interest, they use the part of the money for making payment towards interest on the deposits. They adjust certain things towards their say establishment expenses and other expenses, and thereafter whatever is left out, say after all the other expenses, is known as profit, out of which dividend is declared. So that is how it is to be understood, namely, say how the dividend concept is coming in. So yeah, I was asking about ancillary services. Ancillary services means what? Mainly, say safe deposit locker is an ancillary services. Yes, safe deposit locker is an ancillary service. What is a safe deposit locker? Banks have their own strong rooms for keeping the cash. They use it not only for that, they also buy safe deposit lockers from various companies. The famous companies in India is Godrej and Steel Age. Right now, I do not know what is the latest company that is there. People who are working right now in the bank must be able to tell. And they provide the lockers for rent. Banks charge rent from the say the safe deposit locker holders. Normally, banks use this as a source for collection of, say, improving the connections and also collection of deposits. While it is not mandatory that, say, deposit should be there, but some banks do say that you keep this much money so that the interest from that will take care of the, say, payment of the, say, safe deposit locker charges. So depending on that, so why banks have safe deposit locker? In order to earn income other than interest income. What are meant by other ancillary services? Issuing of guarantees, issuing of letter of credit, accepting goods under safe custody. Not only this, the most important thing is doing bank assurance. Yeah, doing bank assurance is also another important thing. Yeah, another important thing is bank assurance. So regarding bank assurance, what is bank assurance? Bank assurance means banks become, say, enter into contract with the insurance companies. They sell the policies of the insurance company, and why they do that? Because they have large branch exposure. They have contact with so many people, and not only that, the advantage is that they can get what is that income, that is commission from the LIC policy or general insurance policy canvas. So that is why also they do bank assurance. So these are some of the points I thought I can share with you when we come under the Reserve Bank, and also say about the stock exchange and all that. No, basically you must know Reserve Bank of India is the banker's bank. All the banks have their current account with the Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is also bankers to government. Reserve Bank of India is the authority, note issuing authority, note issuing authority. And Reserve Bank of India is the authority controlling foreign exchange control. Reserve Bank of India is the authority supervisory function of over the banks and for issuing of bank licenses also. And talking about the say Bombay Stock Exchange and all, I am reminded of a recent news item I read. Perhaps you may remember, say a successful businessman, say 57-year-old or so, he suddenly committed suicide. He is a man who is connected with say Cafe Coffee Day, Cafe CCC. So that is the man. So please, for general awareness purposes, you can get to know what is his name and some details about him. It seems he is say son-in-law of S.M. Krishna, who was previously say chief minister of Karnataka, and also say he was a union minister, and he is a BJP member. Yeah, so this is the point. So we likewise, when we read newspapers, we must try to collect ideas and remember about them. Now, having started, let me share with you some of the general awareness questions which can be of use for you for your SBI main also. Kanchenjunga is the third highest mountain peak in the world. It is situated on the border of Indian state of Sikkim and which other state? The answer is Nepal. The Cochin International Airport has say became the first international airport to operate completely on say wind power, tidal power, solar power. The answer is solar power. The 450 megawatt Baglihar hydroelectric project state 2 was inaugurated in which state? 450 megawatt Baglihar Baglihar hydroelectric project. It is done in Jammu and Kashmir. What is the currency of Brazil? What is the currency of Brazil? Currency of Brazil is a real, REAL. Then mobile wallet Buddy, which is available on Google Play Store and Apple Play Store, was launched by which bank? State Bank of India. Then the International Development Association, a member of World Bank Group, headquarters is in which place? The International Development Association, a member of World Bank Group, is headquartered in which place? Answer is Washington DC. Washington DC in United States of America. And then they can ask you questions like this: which of the following public sector bank is not headquartered in Mumbai? They have given Bank of Baroda, Allahabad Bank, Bank of India, IDBI Bank, Central Bank. The answer for that is Allahabad Bank, because Allahabad Bank has got headquarters at Kolkata. Then next question is, what does the letter E denote in the term NEFT? NEFT, all of you must have learned. What is the term E refers to? Electronic. Then the majority shareholder in the share capital of Bank of Baroda, which organization is a majority shareholder? Government of India. Then capital city of Myanmar is Naypyidaw, Naypyidaw. Okay. Then there is a question: which of the following is not a subsidiary of RBI? They have given DICGC, NHB, NABARD, Then BRBNMPL. The answer is other than those given above. They are all subsidiary of RBI. So in the examination, you must read the question also. They are using the word not. So that is why it is important. And then at which of the following places is Madras Atomic Power Station situated? People from Tamil Nadu will know easily, but others may have problem. Madras Atomic Power Station, where is it situated? I'll try. Vijayawada, Kalpakam, Thiruvananthapuram, Tirunelveli, Shivakasi. What is the answer? The answer is Kalpakam. Next question they have asked is World Polio Day is observed on which day? World Polio Day is observed on which day? Sometimes they ask questions like this. World Polio Day, answer is 24th of October. Then the online payments and money transfer solution PayZap launched by HDFC Bank. Credit lending is not allowed in the case of financial restructuring of debt of sorry, credit lending is not allowed in the case of which are the following types of banks? They are given a few banks: small banks, payment banks, cooperative banks, RRBs, foreign banks. Which bank is not allowed to make lending? The answer is payment banks. The next one, which of the following is the least populated state in the country as per 2011 census? Which state is the least populated state? Answer is Sikkim. Okay. Next is very interesting question, useful for IDBI interview also. What is the minimum paid up capital requirement for setting up a new private sector bank in India? Answer is 500 crores. Then the Financial Stability and Development Council, FSDC, is headed by whom? The answer is Union Finance Minister. Then which of the following became first blind friendly railway station in India? The answer is Mysuru, that is in Karnataka. Next is a very easy question for people from South India. The question is Onam is the state festival of which Indian state? Onam is the state festival of which Indian state? Can you answer? The answer is Kerala. Kerala state, it is known as Onam. In Tamil Nadu, what is very famous festival? Pongal, like that. Next question is in RRBs, the sponsoring bank is holding how much percentage of capital? The answer is 35%. RRBs are sponsored by banks, say scheduled banks, and nationalized banks and non-nationalized banks also. And the government of India gives 50% of the share capital. The sponsoring bank gives 35% of the share capital. 15% is shared by whom? By the state government. Then that is what it is. So I have so far discussed roughly about 30 to 40 questions, and I have also told you about some important aspects regarding Reserve Bank of India and Bombay Stock Exchange and all. I hope you enjoyed the discussion. If you have any doubt, those who are online can make a comment so that I can continue on that and talk to you. So, do you have any doubts, please? Any doubts you have at this stage? Yeah, as you know, right now I'm in. Uh, yeah. So, thank you. Any doubts are you having? Best of luck. I think this will be certainly of use for people appearing for IDBI PO IDBI AM interview, and also for State Bank of India clerks, and next also IBPS PO and IBPS clerks also. Some of these questions are static questions. They can be asked in any of the examinations. So thank you so much. Best wishes